All right, this is quiz 10 study guide. And number 1 on there. All right, so you're given this triangle and you're told that both of these sides are 21 units long. So what that means is that they're congruent to each other, which makes this an isosceles triangle. And if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angles opposite those sides are congruent. Okay? So look, if you take 180 and you subtract 46 from it, you're left with 134? Okay. So once you get rid of this 46 degrees here at the top, you got 134 degrees left. And both of these angles are equal to each other. So if you divide that by 2, that tells you what each of those angles are equal to, and it gives you the value of x. So 134 divided by 2 is 67 degrees. Number 2 is another isosceles triangle. Your x is now at the vertex angle. So one of these base angles is 46. If these two sides are the same, then the base angles are the same. If one base angle is 46 and the other base angle is 46. Yep, you can add those two together, or you can take 180 and subtract 46 and subtract 46 again, and whatever's left, 88 degrees. So x is equal to 88 degrees. Number 3 is another isosceles triangle. But it's rotated. And this is 106.5. Okay, so this bottom and right side are the congruent sides, which means that this angle, the x angle, and this other angle are equal to each other. So again, you take 180 and you subtract 106.5. 73.5. And if you divide that by 2, that's going to equal the angle that you're looking for. So 36.75. Number 4. Says that RS is congruent to ST. So it's another isosceles triangle. You're told that angle RST is 6x minus 12. So RST, this angle up here up top, is 6x minus 12. You're told that the measure of STU is equal to 9x. So this angle here is 9x. Alright, this is a case where, let's see, you're going to have to make these base angles. You've had this problem already this year. You're going to have to make these base angles a different variable. You're going to have to make this y. and this one's going to be equal to y. So let's see, you're going to take these three on the inside, and you're going to make those equal to 180. So you got 2 y's plus 6x minus 12 is equal to 180. You're going to solve for y, and then you can replace this y right here with what y is equal to, so that you can solve for x. So if you subtract 6x and add 12 to each side, these will all cancel out. And 2y is going to be equal to negative 6x plus 180 plus 12 is 192. If you divide everything by 2, then y is going to be equal to negative 3x plus 192 divided by 2, 96. All right, so y is equal to this right here. So if you replace this y with negative 3x plus 96, you can use these two angles being a linear pair, and you can solve for x. So if you take negative 3x plus 96 and you add it to 9x, that's got to equal 180. If you combine like terms, 9x minus 3x is 6x plus 96 equals 180. Yeah, it's a fair amount of work, but it's good for you. Subtract 96 from each side. 6x equals 84. And then divide both sides by 6. And x equals 14. Thank you. And I've got to do that problem a few more times today, so if I come up with an easier way to do it, I'll share that with you tomorrow. Number 5 says that 2 sides of an equilateral triangle. Remember, equilateral triangle means that all the sides are the same. 2 sides of an equilateral triangle have lengths of x minus 2. So this side is x minus 2. And, wow, x minus 2. Which could be the length of the third side? All right, so they're asking if this third side can be 6 minus x or 5x plus 4. What you would do is solve for x right here, but since these are the same as each other, I think the computer's got some problems with this. Because if x minus 2 is equal to x minus 2, you can't solve for x. So put a question mark next to that one right now. One of these sides has to be different than x minus 2 to solve for x. So I'll get back to you on that one. Number 6. 2 legs of an isosceles triangle. Are 2x minus 1 and negative 3x plus 24. The base has the length of 2x minus 2. What is the length of the base? All right, so this down here on the bottom is the base, this side AB. So since the left side and the right side are equal to each other, you're going to say that 2x minus 1 is equal to negative 3x plus 24. If you add 3x to each side, then 5x minus 1 is equal to 24. If you add 1 to each side, then 5x is equal to 25. And if you divide by 5, then x is equal to 5. If x is equal to 5, you can go to this expression and substitute a 5 for the x. So you would have 2 times 5, which is 10, minus 2 is 8. That side is 8 units long. All right, again, another isosceles triangle for number 7 here. Okay, the first thing you want to do here is look at this big picture, the big triangle around the side, ABC. That big triangle is an isosceles triangle. So if one base angle is 51, then the other base angle is 51 degrees. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to solve for this angle first, this big angle up top. And then since the two smaller angles are equal to each other, you can divide the red angle by 2, and it'll give you the value of y. So if you take 180 and you subtract 51 plus 51, which is 102, should be left with 78 degrees. So this red angle up top is 78 degrees. If you divide it by 2, (39 degrees). So y is equal to 39 degrees. This small angle up here. So now you know two angles in a triangle. So if you take 180 and you subtract 39, and then you subtract 51, it'll give you the value of x. (90 degrees). And that's equal to x. Number 8. You've had this problem already this year. Let's see. An A-frame house. So an A-frame house looks like this. The two congruent sides extend from the ground and form a 38-degree angle at the peak. So you've got a 38-degree angle right here. What angle does each side form with the ground? Well, this is the ground. So they're looking for this angle right here. So again, you've already done this. If you take 180 and you subtract the 38 from it, there's going to be 142 degrees left. And that has to be split up into two angles evenly. So you take the 142 and divide it by 2. And that's 71 degrees. That's the measure of each of the angles that are formed with the ground. Number 9. In number 9, you're asked to find the value of x. Again, it's an isosceles triangle. If the two sides are the same, then the angles opposite those sides are the same, which means that this angle right here is 5x minus 40. These two angles form a linear pair. So 5x minus 40 plus 5x is equal to 180. If you combine like terms, 10x minus 40 equals 180. Add 40 to each side. So 10x equals 220. And divide each side by 10. So x equals 22. On number 10. Number 10 asks for a common side. I wouldn't even look at the picture. You're given two triangles. You got triangle DHB. And you got triangle DEB. You describe the side of a triangle using two letters. So they're asking for what common side do the two triangles share? Yeah, they both have a D and a B in them. So they share side DB. And if you look at number 11, they're looking for a common angle. Common angle of two triangles, and you got triangle CDG and FCE. Yeah, they've both got C in the description, so they both share angle C. And then I think you can handle the vocabulary on your own. 5 definitions down there that you have to match with the terms.